What's going on, guys? It's Kyle here with Gnarly Knives, and I have something really cool I want to show you guys. A friend of mine sent. He's also a channel subscriber and viewer, and I know he's been along for pretty much the whole ride here since the channel has started. But he messaged me probably 2 weeks ago or so saying that he had a blade, a blank, just a blade to send me to throw a handle on, make a sheath for, but to also feature on the channel. And it finally came in, probably not more than an hour ago. I jumped out of the shower, went outside, and I saw a box sitting there. It was funny, I didn't realize it was even from him at first, because I saw that it was packaged and sent from Finland. Um, I knew he was sending something, but I had no idea. I was thinking, maybe something like a old knife blade, maybe something a little rusty, maybe it needs a good sharp and a handle and a sheath, but that's not at all what he sent. And in pure Dennis fashion, this is definitely above and beyond what you would expect. So this is something some of you might be familiar with. I was in awe because short of actually owning one, I don't own one until right now. But this is something I'm very familiar with. A lot of big channels have these, use these, have done videos on them. But this here, let me get the little piece out. It's the Tarava Skrama. I couldn't believe it. So this is it's a chopping knife. It's made for batoning. I was just looking on their website. You're actually encouraged to baton with it. I mean, they say not to use metal or rocks, but I mean, this thing is made to work. And it's cool, really cool. I'm really excited because it's also the carbon version. I'm pretty sure they also do have a stainless version. I don't know if they have those in just the blanks, if that's something that somebody would want to do. But these are out there and you can get them. But this is it here. I mean, this is massive. I'll get the tape measure. See how long this is. I think this is like a 9-inch blade. I mean, this thing is definitely over a foot long altogether. So altogether from the tip to the ring here at the back, I mean, this thing is 13 3/4 inches. The total blade length, what are we looking at? The total blade length is about 8.5 inches, and the cutting edge is just shy of 8 inches. Like, this is a massive knife. Like, this thing is made. I mean, this thing is like built for war. I was just talking to Dennis a few minutes ago, and we were kind of joking. That's like something Conan the Barbarian would carry. And I even saw too. This is very much inspired by the Sax knives, and I totally see it. Like, it's absolutely insane. I know here it doesn't look quite as shiny. I put a little bit of fixin' wax on it just to keep it from rusting until I can really get to work on it. But it's absolutely insane. What I thought was really cool too is you can kind of see. At first, I thought it was like a issue with them grinding it, but it actually has two grinds. So you can see the back of the edge, the back, say, 1.5 inches, 2 inches. It's actually ground at a 25-degree angle, and then it's ground to a 34-degree angle for the rest of the blade for the actual like working, chopping, heavy duty stuff, and then the back of the blade for if you're doing a little bit finer work, making feather sticks and such. And that I didn't measure myself. That was off of their website. They say that's how they grind them. It's 34 degrees up until this back 1.5 inch, 2 inch section where it's 25 degrees. Which is, I think, is really cool because you're basically getting roughly two knives in a single in a single knife package, essentially. I mean, this is an absolutely beautiful blade. The blade on it, it's made of 80 CRV2. I'm not familiar with that steel outside of these, and also the smaller knife that they make, the Yakari Puko. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. But I know they have, so this is where I know that steel from. but it's not a steel I am familiar with. But from what I've seen, a lot of videos, I know the DBK Dutch Bushcraft Knives, they've done videos on these, and uh, the Tarava, the Yakari Puko, and I know they've very much liked the steel on it, and they've done quite a few videos of both. Um, but this is something like this is made for work. So what I need to do is figure out what exactly I want to make the handle out of. I have a bunch of leather, so I will make a leather sheath for it. But what's cool is it comes with this here, with the blade came in, this plastic sleeve. So this, I actually want to mold into the leather. So this will actually form, or the leather I'll form around this, because this is really nice. I mean, honestly, even as is, I mean, you could probably even drill a couple holes and just turn this into the sheath. But something this nice, I really want to make it something really nice for it. I want it to do justice for it. But this is, Dennis, I really don't know what to say. I mean, this is absolutely amazing, bro. Like, I know this is something we'll definitely be able to get quite a few videos out of over the next several months while I work on it. And I know he had said too, just for everyone else, I mean, he said depending on how it turns out, he might get a second one, send it to me to do the same thing, to send it back for him. So we might get a couple of these over time, that we'll be able to put together and do some stuff with. And then, of course, once it's done, I mean, we'll have to do a video of testing it out and really putting it through its paces, you know. But I mean, this thing is, I know it weighs a little over a pound. I think the site said it's a little over 18 ounces, like 18 and a half ounces. So definitely, I mean, that's over a pound. I mean, it's a lot of weight, and it's funny, even without the handle. I mean, it's just from the size of it, it is pretty comfortable. So I know once, you know, I'll make some scales for it, and, you know, this will really, really come together nice. Um, what I'm really wondering is, I'm wondering what I want to make the handle material out of. I do have a good amount of wood that I could use. I'm throwing around a few ideas. I mean, if you guys want to throw in the comments what your suggestions are, but I'm thinking using some hickory possibly. I mean, there's some, you know, there's debate with using softwood or hardwood or softer wood. I mean, I wouldn't use willow or something very soft, or pine. Um, but you know, there is the, with harder wood, yeah, it's a little tougher, but it's able to break a little bit easier. Just get it's a little more brittle. If it's softer, it scuffs up and gets like damaged easier just from, you know, if it laying on the ground or you hit something with it. Um, but one thing I was thinking, this I'm not 100% if I will do, because I've never worked with it before, but I know you can get like G10 and micarta. You can just order off like Amazon or wherever, just like cut out in little sections, and then you form it the way you want it. I mean, that is something that is also an option, but like I said, I haven't worked with it, so it might be something maybe I'll try. And if that doesn't work, you know, maybe I'll try and make also a set of handles out of wood, so that way we have some options. But this is, I like I said, I don't know what to say, man. This is absolutely insane. Um, you know, I'm already thinking for the sheath. I'll I definitely want to make a dangler, you know, so I'll have to get a D-ring or something, but, you know, so that way it just kind of free hang off of the belt. And it is just absolutely beautiful. I feel like, I know I keep repeating myself, and I know that's something I kind of do a lot anyway to begin with, but, you know, this is just something you know, no one's, this is a first for me, you know, it's a first for the channel. Probably around 2 years or so we've been doing it, and I mean, this is something that is going to get a lot of love and a lot of use. um, you know, and I just, again, Dennis, I can't thank you enough, man. And you know, I mean, anybody watching too, I mean, you know, I'm sure Dennis might be in the comments at one time or another. You know, if you see him, if you want to throw him a thank you, I mean, this really, really is, you know, more than anything I ever could have asked for. You know, because I know this definitely wasn't the cheapest thing in the world, especially you know, having it shipped from Finland. You know, so that's why I want to make sure that I do a really good job with this, even if I have to make, you know, 6 different handles for it until it gets right. Um, I mean, but we'll definitely see. I might look into seeing the G10 option because I mean the G10 you can get relatively cheap. It's not really that just it's not something I've really worked with before. Um, you know, but it's definitely not something I'd be able to just sit with a knife and carve out like I would the wood. Um, you know, so I would have to definitely use like a grinder, kind of like lightly, gently shape it in. But I have to make sure to get long pieces because I mean that handle, you know, because I feel like the handle, I'd probably bring it up pretty close to where this is here, pretty much up to where the plunge grind starts. I mean, I'd keep it a little before, make the maybe an eighth of an inch back, but I mean the total length of this handle, you know, we're creeping up on 6 inches, like 5 3/4 inches. Now, granted, this ring is made to poke out the back, so I'd probably bring it up to here. But I mean, even there, still, we're looking at like 5 1/4 inches. So I mean, this is a good size handle, um, you know, and it's very sharp. It's not quite shaving, but I mean, this is sharp. This will definitely get you. And I'm just really excited. It'll be fun when it comes time to sharpen it. I'll do that on video as well. Um, you know, because when I do the handle and the sheath, I'll show bits and pieces, maybe do a couple videos on each, like the various stages. But the sharpening, when it comes time for that, when this is all done, um, you know, I'll definitely do a video of doing the full sharpening. And that'll be kind of fun. It'll be a cool experience because we'll be sharpening at 2 different angles. You know, oh, that is just so cool. Oh, and I love too. They have the little. It has a choil. Oh, so you can kind of see. Let's find something to. But yeah, right here it has the little sharpening choil, and that is awesome. So that definitely makes the sharpening a lot easier once you kind of get up into here. But I mean, this is just absolutely beautiful. I mean, I don't know if I think I said it's about 3/16 of an inch thick. I mean, this thing is just made for work. I mean, you know, super stout tip. And I know it looks thinner on the spine of the blade, but they actually chamfer it. So you can kind of see how it's black. And then up here, it's shiny silver. But it's actually chamfered just to give it a little more strength for when you're pounding on it. You know, I mean, they don't do it up on the tip, but I mean, you shouldn't be batoning or whacking on the tip to begin with, though. I'm sure in a pinch, if you had to, this would definitely handle it. But, you know, of course, it's made for hitting up on the spine. But, I mean, this is just insane, Dennis. I know even in the message, I know I was kind of joking. I think I said thank you like 5 6 times by the end of that message. But this really means so much to me and so much to the channel. You know, so I hope this is something that everybody will really enjoy being able to watch over the upcoming months because it's something I really want to take my time with. I want to do it right. I mean, I've made quite a few handles before for other knives, not something quite of this size. And honestly, probably like 80% of the handles I have made have been for rat tail tangs. But I've done probably, excuse me, I've done probably 7 or 8 knives of actually making full, you know, scales for each side. But I mean, this thing is just, you know, the full tang. They do drill out a bit just for a little bit of weight reduction. But what I like too is so when I do put it together with whatever it is, be it the wood, the G10, to be able to fill these in. I'm gonna have to look up something for these two here. You know, I'll have to find some thick pins or something. I think they have I forget what they're called, but they're basically pins, but they're really thick. They're hollow. Those will fit. That'll be absolutely beautiful. But I know, and I'm just still repeating everything again. But Dennis, just thank you so much. I really hope everybody likes the idea of this. You know, let me know what you guys think, what you'd like to see done with it. You know, I'll definitely take everything into consideration. A lot of it, like I said, it just come down to time. But this will absolutely make a great addition to the channel, and I'm really excited when it comes time to sharpen it. You know, because sharpening a steel definitely helps give you a good idea of how it'll behave, just how well it sharpens, and just what you notice, how soft it is, how hard it is. They did say on the site that they harden this to around, or it says they harden it to 59 HRC. So I mean that's definitely decent hardness, but still retaining enough that it's not going to be super brittle and snap, hopefully. But but definitely cranking up the hardness on it a bit will definitely help with edge retention. But then still keeping it low enough that it's not going to snap the first time it goes through a piece of wood, and or just even from chopping it and taking a section of the chunk of the blade out. So that this is something I'm very excited about, and I don't know. I think it just looks badass. I mean, almost tempted just to leave it as is. I mean, of course, now we'll definitely do some stuff with it, but I mean, this would almost even make a good candidate. I've never done it, but I know it makes a good temporary. About wrapping it with paracord. I mean that could even be something too. Yeah, this is beautiful, Dennis. I just want to thank you so much. And if you do like how it turns out, and you want to send me another one, I'll do what I can, or I'll do what I do with this, or whatever you want to have done with it, and then I'll send it back to you. But yeah, man, this is absolutely insane. Thank you, man, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving, and just remember to keep carving and stay sharp. Peace.